about zinc in India, especially its application in galvanizing and infrastructure. No discussion is complete without the perspective of someone who has been at the center of the industry for decades. It is my privilege to invite Mr. Pugazhenthy, Executive Director, ILZDA, and past President of the Indian Institute of Metals. Mr. Pugazhenthy has been a strong advocate for zinc usage in India, particularly in promoting galvanized steel and sustainable infrastructure solutions. He will be sharing his thoughts on zinc and its markets in India, present and future, covering demand trends, sectoral driver, policy aspects, and the road ahead for zinc in the Indian context. Mr. Pugzanthi, we look forward to your insights. And with this, over to you.
Thank you, Beenaji, for your very affectionate words, introduction. And I always felt I'm a part of the small family, Zinc family, LED family. And we always meet them in our conferences or webinars like this. And I must compliment you. You've been doing this on copper and zinc and lead next month. And aluminum also we did earlier, I think. So good.
Just
I think
last week.
I'm sure participants are benefiting. You know, the day-long conferences, 2-day conferences, people get tired. They keep going out, talking on mobile, etc. This 2 hours, 1 hour webinar is an excellent opportunity for updating us ourselves on the latest scenario. Just now, Chandru was telling the latest in LEDZIC, International LEDZIC Study Group annual meeting took place 2 days back in Lisbon, which normally Sridhar and I would have attended, but we thought we are going to attend the October session. And they come out with the latest supply demand deficit and the forecast, etc. So you got the latest from our friend Chandru, and of course he talked about the West Asia war, uncertainties, etc. I personally feel, I think my friends, I should tell you, India has got its own domestic matrix. 2008, there was a global meltdown. Everybody was worried. Advanced economies, developing economies, and 2008, India was totally insulated. Where we depend on our domestic production, domestic consumption, domestic investments. I remember long time ago, India was import dependent. If you ask me before 2002 and after 2002, that's my benchmark. Before 2002, India was a marginal producer of all metals, steel, non-ferrous, everything, because most of this metal production was in the hands of public sectors. Hindustan Steel Limited, now it's called SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited, Hindustan Copper, Hindustan Zinc, Bharat Aluminium, and all these companies were in public sector and they were always dependent on government's clearance for expansion or any latest technology introduction, etc. But fortunately, after 1991, when India liberalized its economy, the public sector's role diminished. Private sector came up in a big way. SR, JSW, etc. Tata Steel is about 200 years old company now. It has been there for long. But otherwise, most of the metal giants, non-ferrous, they all came up after our 1991 economic reforms. And Hindustan Zinc, the Vedanta Group, Anil Agarwal took over in 2002. And from then onwards, they have expanded their capacity in mining, in power generation, because zinc production is power intensive. Why should they depend on the power grid? Let's have our own power generation and use it for our electrolytic production of zinc. And mining, smelting, and refining, they expanded continuously. And a small player, Hindustan Zinc, today they have got a capacity of 1 million tons, slightly more than 1 million tons. And they produce, if you ask me the latest zinc production, 2025-26, they have produced 851,000 tons. They're one of the world's largest integrated zinc producers. Now they are planning to expand from 1 million ton to 1.2 million tons. Little later, 3, 4, 5 years later, 1.5 million ton. They even have plans for 2 million tons expansion. Can you believe that? That would take about 15 years or so. But fortunately, India has got excellent natural deposits. Zinc ore, I'm telling. Not many countries, either countries are import dependent for zinc and zinc metal or zinc concentrate or zinc ore. And India, we got plenty of zinc ore. Same thing with steel. India is producing around 160 million tons of steel last year. We don't import much steel. It's all domestic consumption or various infrastructure, construction, automobiles, etc. Some amount we export, whether it is steel or aluminum or copper or zinc, etc. So zinc has come up in a long way. Can you show that slide, Binaji? Zinc
Yes,
production slide.
can you take the slides?
Zinc production slide. You can see the production, how it has been increasing continuously. So 8 lakh 27,000 tons in 2024-25. 25-26, the production has gone up to 8 lakh 51,000. Can you see the increase? And we are self-sufficient in zinc for all our applications, end users, etc. So you are really lucky in this country. You are producing so much steel. You are putting so much money in infrastructure, highways, railways, power, telecom, construction, port development, Sagarmala, Bharatmala, all those various projects. And now we are putting more and more money on renewable energy. And there, all the support structures, steel support structures, they are all galvanized. And now you just see zinc where all it's penetrating. Same thing in zinc, die casting. Originally, we were making auto components from die casting. Now we are even making builders hardware, door locks, knobs, etc. And you zinc die casting, you get excellent plating, excellent finishing, chrome plating, silver plating, gold plating. Your bathroom fasteners, even they are zinc die cast with excellent finish, chrome plating, you can have all kinds of finishes. So zinc die casting is increasing. Same with zinc dry cell batteries, the little one, AA, 3A, Eveready, Novino, Sony, all kinds of zinc dry cell battery. That's a common man's product for a torchlight or a remote or for a charger. You need everywhere. So zinc has got multiple applications. Zinc is one application, the prehistoric metal. Today it is going to very modern uses. Zinc compounds, zinc stearate, zinc carbonate, zinc hydroxide, all those are going in syrups and medicines and tonics, which you and I have every time we have cough or any illness, etc. So zinc is going into medicines, and zinc is also going into, as I told you, toys. Children playing toys and all that, the cars and buses and small engines, etc. Beautiful toys, zinc die cast and again plated. Gift items and souvenirs, they can be die cast and it can be given excellent finishes, etc. Therefore, zinc has got multiple applications. And I also should tell you, zinc sulfate is a very important chemical in this country, which we are spraying into the agricultural soil. Zinc sulfate is used for electroplating also, but in our country, we are spraying more and more of zinc sulfate in the soil because soil should have enough of zinc content. And that zinc goes into the vegetables, the greens, rice, wheat, dal, whatever you eat. All that zinc is going into your health metabolism. So zinc is very essential, and that's coming from the zinc sulfate. And where did this zinc sulfate come from? Binaji was mentioning about galvanizing, that is corrosion protection of steel through application of zinc. Steel is cleaned, degreasing, pickling, all those operations, and dipped in zinc. You give a coating. Okay, is applied on the coating, but there are also some inevitable waste arising during galvanizing. The top surface gets continuously exposed to the atmosphere, molten metal, 450 degrees centigrade. The top surface gets exposed to the atmosphere. It forms zinc oxide, or we call it zinc ash. And that is a waste product. Galvanizer is disposing it off as a scrap. And that zinc ash is converted into zinc sulfate, and that zinc sulfate goes to the soil, circular economy. And this is not happening today. It's been happening from 1975, 1980, etc. I've been saying this for a long time. So whatever waste is generated, it is converted into chemicals. Similarly, dross from galvanizing plant is converted into zinc oxide, used in paint, rubber, and ceramic, all kinds of applications. So nothing goes waste. Even waste arising, they're all reused and again recycled. So that's the way it's been going on in this country. Now, after production, let's have a look at the next slide. You can see where all zinc is used. Multiple applications. I talked about die casting, is dry cell battery, etc. Zinc wire for metal spraying, thermal spraying. 72% of our zinc production, whatever you saw earlier, almost two-thirds, or three-fourths rather, three-fourths is all going into galvanizing of steel sheet, tubes, pipes, structurals, nuts and bolts, cable trays, all kinds of steel items which are all coated with zinc. Now the beauty with zinc, you can also paint all the steel structures every 2 years, every 1.5 years, to keep on applying maintenance coats. You have to keep on applying paint coat. Galvanizing lasts for 40, 50 years. Maintenance free protection for 40, 50 years. No need. Once you have applied galvanized coating, it is there for 50 years. And that's why they are applied on. I'm going to tell you the applications later, for infrastructure sector where all it's being used. So this is the beauty. And the galvanized coating, zinc coating, paint coating is only a dried film on the steel which gives protection. In hot dip galvanizing, when you're dipping in molten zinc at 450 degrees centigrade, the steel reacts with molten zinc. It forms a metallurgically bonded coating. Galvanized coating is metallurgically bonded with the base steel. During transport, during handling, during erection, etc., the coating does not get removed or damaged because it is metallurgically bonded and has got excellent wear and abrasion resistance. And as I told you, the various applications, you look at your house, barbed wire, fencing wire, GI pipe in your house for bringing drinking water to your house, etc., and galvanized roof, corrugated sheet for roofing, etc., for shed or garage, etc. So you use galvanized steel everywhere. We used to use galvanized bucket. Veenaji, did you know GI buckets?
No, no.
Galvanized iron buckets. Long, you are all using plastic buckets or stainless steel bucket. Long time ago, India was using only GI buckets, galvanized iron bucket, and they were all galvanized in Howrah, Ludhiana, Agra, all over the country. Farmers, our house domestic people, take the water from the well, and even taking the water from the well, you used to have a GI bucket with a rope for storing big buckets. So GI buckets were there, but now it's all colored, beautiful plastic baskets, buckets, which won't last long, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, etc. So we use galvanized steel and all kinds of applicant, domestic or infrastructure, etc. Let me move to the next slide, please. Yeah. Now, demand drivers in any country, what are the demand drivers? You should have plenty of zinc available through domestic production. You don't have to depend on imports. Then you start transporting to the site, etc. It takes a lot of things. So zinc production, I already told you, we are self-sufficient, very strong. Economic growth, I don't have to tell you. We were planning a GDP growth of about 7.2% this year. for 2026-27 because the West Asia war, the disruption, all kinds of things. We are expecting about 6.5% economic growth, which is still very good compared to US and Japan, 1%, 1.5%, 2%. In fact, many times now recently, India is number one GDP wise, and China has gone through a slowdown, and they are number two. Earlier, it was number one was China, and India was number two. So GDP wise, we have got all kinds of activity: construction, services, infrastructure, manufacturing, all those agriculture also. They are all adding to our GDP growth. And steel production, I already told you, around 160 million tons. It is continuously increasing. We're planning to make about 300 million tons of steel by 2030 or 2035. So we are making progress on steel production also. Infrastructure investment, I don't have to tell you, you're seeing world-class airports, world-class highways, railways, port, etc. Go anywhere in the country, states or central or highway, you see beautiful highways, and they use plenty of steel and zinc for all the highway guardrails, lamp poles, traffic signals, all those are steel galvanized, and that's a huge area. Infrastructure is one of the largest consuming area. You also have construction, domestic, industrial, all those construction, and automobile production also. Next slide, please. I was showing you. I was telling you earlier where all is being used, maintenance-free protection. See, all these towers, whether it is transmission tower, telecom tower, railway electrification, you cannot think of maintaining them periodically. Once zinc is applied, they have to last there for so many decades, 50 years, 60 years, maintenance protection, and all these are universally galvanized. And sometimes some of the European countries, they give galvanized coating, and over that they give a paint coating, duplex coating, coastal areas in Europe, etc. That gives about 100 years life, duplex protection, paint, galvanized coating, and the base steel. And that's the one they are using in infrastructure, etc. Next one, please. That's it. Highways, this is the one that you are seeing everywhere, whether you're driving from Mumbai to Pune, Delhi to Jaipur, Chennai to Trichy, or Kolkata to Durgapur, or Bhubaneswar to maybe Rourkela or wherever. Everywhere you are seeing world-class highway. See the guardrail, galvanized guardrail. Support structure is galvanized. The crash barriers are galvanized. Nuts and bolts are there. They will also be galvanized. Everything is galvanized, intact. And you can see our target is 50 kilometers per day. That is Nitin Gadkari's target. And he wants to have a highway network, 150,000 kilometers. He saying, I'm not getting adequate funds for, he wants to go in a big way, 50 kilometers per day. I'm not getting enough investment from the government. Union minister he himself says that. So that's the highway construction. Next one, please. This, the left side you are seeing galvanized rebar. You always see any construction site, you will see black rebar you will see. And here I am showing you galvanized rebar. You may think it's a new product. Don't worry, my friends. This is there from 1950. West Indies and Trinidad, Tobago, many other countries, Australia also. They all have been using it from 1970, 1960, etc. I remember seeing the Sydney Opera House in the river there in Sydney. They had used galvanized rebar there also in the structure, Opera House. And this is the Lotus Temple. This was the beginning in India. And we have been promoting, my boss, Mr. V.R. Subramanian, who is not there, I should salute him. He and myself, we went at least round the country at least 30 seminars, Vizag, Goa, Cochin, Bhubaneswar, Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, all kind of coastal locations. We did aggressive promotion. And some of the builders, like this was constructed by L&T, Lotus Temple, Engineering Construction Corp, ECC. And they said, we would like to have galvanized rebar because this structure has to have monumental value for 200 years. Just like Taj Mahal. No cracking, concrete cracking, no rust stain, brown stains, etc. on the building, etc. So they said, we want white marble-like structure for 200 years. Even if it is expensive, we would like to use galvanized rebar, and they used it. And today, let me tell you, I got many applications. Two guys, one in Mumbai and one in Chennai. I can tell you the company later. And they themselves, on their own, they go to the CPWD, PWD, highway authorities, and they educate and they promote, galvanize, and supply to the residential, industrial, highway. Many applications were done in Mumbai, in Ahmedabad, Chennai, etc. So this has been happening. If you attend some of our conferences, you will get more case studies. I hope some of you will be joining our conference next month, 11th and 12th May in Raipur. I'm sure that's an excellent opportunity. The titles of the presentation, if you see, it covers everything. For 2 days, you'll be engaged. Overseas speakers coming from different parts of the world, plus Indian speakers will be there. That's where you get the latest mountain of knowledge. Then we also arrange a plant visit on the second day, 12th May, to Kalpataru. They are one of the largest general galvanizers in the country. Their main operation is in Kantigram in Ahmedabad. The one in Raipur is not. That's also a big 13-meter long galvanizing bath. 13-meter long. How many thousands? Sorry. 1,000 kg, maybe 5,000 kg of zinc, or even much more would be there, 5 tons or 10 tons. It's a huge galvanizing bath there. So that's an excellent opportunity for you to come and join. Can I see the next slide, please? Yeah, that's it. That's the galvanizing conference where I'm inviting all of you. So I'm sure many of you would join this program, and Binaji is going to be there, and some of you will be there. And if you're not attending, we'll be very happy to share the presentations later after the event, even if you're not attending, so that on your own will and time, you can always update yourself sitting in your house or office, etc. Thank you very much, participants, and thank you, Binaji. Thank you.